10 creepy locations in Fallout 4. Number 10.
This place is an unmarked location in Concord, and it's not too difficult to find. When first entering on the first floor, you will notice some skeletons lounging out in the living room as if they were set up like this. When traveling upstairs in this place, something very bizarre is lurking in one of these rooms. It seems as if there is some kind of creepy love fetish going on with a female mannequin in the bed upstairs. But also, if you look in the bathroom of this room, you will notice that mannequins have been set up to portray some kind of reenactment of an eerie murder scene, and it looks as if they have failed to get the head down the toilet. Be sure to pick up what I assume whoever did this was tripping off of. Maybe it was the guy in the bed, because also next to him are some X cells, and they look like something that you would inhale. Either way, they can be useful. Just be careful of getting an urge to sleep with mannequins.
Number 9.
Hallucinogen Incorporated can be found right here on the map. Right before you enter the place, you will notice a dead body and also an X with lines going around the X. Not exactly sure what this means, but it's there and it's strange. When you first enter the place, you will notice complete fucking madness. People fighting each other. Everyone has gone mad in this facility, and for a reason. In this building, they tested various inventions. They did this by taking volunteers, then giving them drugged water, and then using them however they pleased. This place is now filled with gunners, and they were on a specific mission actually to retrieve some things they specifically needed from Hallucinogen Inc. However, hallucinogen gas was released inside the building, or they accidentally released it, and, well, they all ended up going insane inside here. Something to keep in mind when heading here, you can actually get a unique gas grenade out of this place if you explore long enough inside here. It'll actually be a little past this guy who is scared of kitties.
Bad kitty! Go away! Go away!
The gas canister inside this room you can actually use to make hallucinogen gas grenades, and they can be useful.
Number 8.
Here we are, the home of Wayne Gorski before the Great War. The story behind this place is the electrical tower outside he had taken offense to because he thought it was some kind of mind controlling device. And well, he wanted to get rid of this, so he decided to lock himself in his basement and go to work on building a mini nuke to destroy it. Who knows what actually put an end to his madness. You can encounter him down here, and there is also a terminal as well to explain how he thought the electrical tower was a mind-controlling device by the government.
Number 7.
Speaking of the government, this next one is well involved with them. In exchange for funding, Principal Jackie Hudson of Suffolk Charter School agreed to implement the government's experimental nutritional alternative PACE program at the school. Participation required limiting food consumption within the school to a government-provided food PACE. This decision, however, was apparently made without the consent of faculty, students, or parents.
Good morning, teachers and students. It is a fabulous Wednesday here at Suffolk County Charter School. The Glee Club is having their seasonal bake sale today, so stop by and show your support so we can send our team to the regionals. Remember, actual baked goods are forbidden on school grounds, so they will be selling colorful cups for your food paste. Oh, also, we will be having a school assembly during second period tomorrow on the dangers of strangers by Jangles, the moon monkey himself. Once again, we would like to thank our benefactors from the NAPP program for allowing us to have such a big star come and speak to you kids. We owe our benefactors strict adherence to the rules they have set forth. This is Principal Hudson, signing off. Have a great day.
According to a letter drafted on Mr. Davidson's terminal, both faculty and students, as you can see, were unhappy with the NAPP, otherwise known as Nutritional Alternative PACE Program. The draft indicates that a week of PACE consumption seemingly resulted in an increase in problematic student behavior and pinker complexions in everybody. And the majority of the ghouls inside here do possess a pinker complexion compared to other ghouls around the wasteland.
Number 6.
Will you help me?
A sinister vibe is all around the Museum of Witchcraft near Salem. The front door is chained from the inside, but on the side of the building, you can find a dismembered female body, and she holds a holotape about this place, and this triggers the Devil's Due quest.
Jeffries, Lee got the recorder working. So this the sort of detail you had in mind when you signed up for the Gunners? Hauling luggage from Linwoods for some robot butler? What was his name? Wellerton? Wallingham?
Not now, Private. Where's Connors? He's not at his post.
Oh, sorry, sir. The lieutenant said he found some tracks. Wanted to check them out. Private Martin.
Tracks? What track? What the hell is that?
Oh my... Connors! Where's the rest of him?
Jesus. Found us. Sergeant Lee, grab the case. Do not let that thing out of your sight. Everyone inside the museum, now!
Major! Major, what found us?
The holotape just ends up stopping there, and it's pretty much a warning that something is lurking around this area. And as you saw, Private Hart, who was the holotape holder and the voice for the holotape, she ended up being dismembered. Now, the rest of the crew, you saw in the very beginning of coming in the Museum of Witchcraft. And then you start seeing these creepy mannequin setups. Be cautious when traveling to the top. At first sight, you will notice a bunch of mannequins surrounding one female mannequin, and she is next to a pole and a bunch of rubble is beneath her, like she is on a hill. Looks as if she is a leader of some sort, or is about to get burned alive for being a witch. But try not to get too distracted on these strange mannequin setups, because what was making all of the ruckus was a death claw.
Number 5.
This parking garage is next to Fallon's department store, and there is a labyrinth of unique traps inside here and puzzles. It seems as if the person or people that created this were inspired from the movie Saw. Getting lost in this labyrinth is unlikely. For the most part though, it's pretty straightforward to get through. Everything you see making your way up to the top is leading you to different puzzles and traps. There are some rewards at the top if you end up making it. There will be 2 buttons that control 2 cages when you get to the top. Choose wisely on which button you select, because when you press it, it'll actually destroy everything in a certain cage and unlock the other one so you can access and grab the rewards in it. Not to mention, you want to be sure that you're disarming the traps when making your way up to the top, just because that can add up for materials that you can use. You will run into a gate puzzle when traveling to the top of this parking garage. You'll need to select certain buttons to unlock all the gates to make it over. And the code to do that is 1232. The buttons will be labeled above the numbers. Other than that, this labyrinth isn't that difficult to get through. You just want to be cautious. I was hoping to encounter whoever created all the traps and puzzles at the top, but there was no sign of any creator. Although there is a room at the top, which looks like the place where whoever created these traps slept at, and there's a magazine right next to the bed that unlocks you pink power armor, and it's called Hot Rodder, which leads me to believe that maybe the creator could possibly have been a sadistic woman.
Number 4.
Pickman Gallery looks like a plain, ordinary 3-story building on the outside. But little do people know this is actually referencing a short story by H.P. Lovecraft, and it's called Pickman's Model. When entering inside Pickman's Gallery, you will overhear a conversation of some raiders.
The slippery bastard got away before, but Slab won't leave a man breathing after he's hunted our crew.
I heard Pickman skinned Roy alive after he snatched him. Let the rats get at him. Gives me the creeps just thinking about it.
No joke. The faster we clip this asshole, the better. It always feels like something's watching me in here.
How's that supposed to get me ready for this hell?
In case you're wondering who Slab is, he is the leader of these people that are bombarding Pickman's house. And as soon as you enter, if you head into the room to the left, you will notice a lot of horrifying pictures hanging up on the wall all around the room. And in the middle, it looks as if some kind of black magic is happening here, because you can see heads on poles and they're facing toward the hellish looking paintings for some reason in the center of the room. Then again, it probably could be just what he thinks is art, and this is his artwork. There's all kinds of weird, creepy things throughout Pickman's place. If you decide to head into the basement, there's two ways you can enter. You can go from the kitchen through the door, which is going to require you to pick a master lock, or you can go to the very top of this building and go through the walls, and this will lead you all the way down into the basement. When first getting down into his basement, some of you might find this familiar on this painting, which those of you that do probably find it familiar know it from Lord of the Rings. This eye is also brought up in Lovecraft's short story as well, but it's pretty crazy. A tunnel system has actually been dug out down here, and it leads all the way to where Pickman is about to be killed at. It's up to you to decide whether or not you want to save him or let him die. Either way, you're going to need to get the key that he has to get out of here faster, and also unlock a hidden safe behind a specific painting. But before you head up out of here, make sure you pick up the lockpick bobblehead that's right next to this barrel with fire in it. But anyways, once you open up the safe, you will notice that a unique weapon is actually inside it. It's Pickman's blade, and this weapon is badass. Personally, it's my favorite unique melee weapon in the game.
Number 3.
The only way to get inside Parsons Insane Asylum is by taking out all the enemies here and then going to Bunker Hill and finding Edward Deegan. From there, he'll send you off to the Cabot's house, and this place alone is possibly one of the cleanest locations in the Commonwealth. You'll have to do a few quests from Jack Cabot himself to gain entry into the Insane Asylum. There is definitely more than meets the eye to this abandoned looking facility. A lot of strange situations can be seen throughout the asylum. Someone dwells deep beneath this place, so deep you'll have to take an elevator to get to this person. But before you take the elevator, be sure to pick up this charisma bobblehead on the desk in the room where you find Edward Deegan wounded. Once you made it to the bottom of this facility, you will find Lorenzo Cabot, who is Jack Cabot's father, and he is being imprisoned. Both of these men did not live the average human life. They are extremely old due to Lorenzo's blood. The irony is, Lorenzo was chief of an archaeological dig to prove the existence of ancient civilization. And when you first meet Jack Cabot, he'll actually talk to you about aliens, and he doesn't describe them as the normal green men that you think of. Lorenzo Cabot ended up stumbling upon the alien artifact on his dig. The crown, when worn by Lorenzo, granted him supernatural powers including immortality, enhanced strength, and telekinetic abilities. The crown also afflicted him with an unstable bloodlust. However, Lorenzo denies any such bloodlust. Upon discovery of these abilities, his family, specifically his son Jack, had Lorenzo and the artifact locked away below Parsons State Insane Asylum, which is where he is still held at until you decide what you want to do with him. You can either let him live and get an infinity amount of his mysterious serum, which helps out a lot, not to mention the Zeta gun that you can get from Jack himself. But you don't necessarily have to kill Jack to get the Zeta gun. You can find a way to steal it if you decide to side with Jack. Or you can get Lorenzo's artifact by waiting a week after killing Lorenzo. The Lorenzo artifact shoots telekinetic waves to push and damage enemies. It's extremely unique.
Number 2.
Dunwich Borers is another reference toward Lovecraft's short story. This one goes by Dunwich Horror though. The story takes place in Dunwich, a fictional town in Massachusetts. When you arrive at Dunwich Borers, there will be a lot of enemies here. A lot. And if you go up the terminals around in this area, you will find out that a lot of deaths have been caused accidentally. And the people that were working down here digging out the site have went missing from fatal accidents. My guess though is these were not accidents, and the deaths that did happen down here were used for a sacrifice. When you explore deep down in this sanctum, you will start to hallucinate with how the place used to look before everyone died down here. When you get down toward the bottom and find this area, you will start to hallucinate again, except there will be a cult and a group of people tied up on their knees. These people looks as if they were sacrificed to what the cult believed was a god. That's what it seems like anyways, just because when you go down into this water pit, if you look closely at the rubble and the dirt, you will notice that it's actually a face to a statue. Here's a better angle of the ancient statue. And also, not to mention, where you pick up the powerful sword down here, it looks as if this used to be an ancient place as well. As you can see, the small detail that's around that's left. If you didn't notice, this similar detail was actually shown when the hallucination sacrifice was going on. But one thing that is for sure, there was something very creepy happening at Dunwich Borers.
Number 1.
Lastly up on this list is Fens Street Sewer. A serial killer that goes by Fens Phantom has portrayed his kills strangely in this sewer for a detective that is hot on his trail. Each display that shows his work, otherwise known as his kills, have a white X chalk mark for each body count associated with the display. Little is known on what the killer actually looks like or why he set up certain scenarios down here the way he did. We do know what he sounds like, and we also find out how he views people as fake and transparent. He voices this in his second detective holotape. He believes that there is a lot of fake smiles and people seem like they care, but really don't. You can find 4 Dear Detective holotapes down here where the killer communicates with the detective. The holotapes are in order and in a trail the further you explore in here. They show you are heading into the same path that the detective decided to go to find this phantom serial killer.
Here we are, detective. If you followed my instructions, you're alone. And well, if you aren't, I've already left. You better be alone. Well, come on in. I've put my work on display down here, and I'd very much like you to see it. I want you to appreciate your surroundings, detective. I can only be myself in a place like this. Life up there is exhausting. Every day you smile at people who don't care about you one way or another because that is what you do. Down here, I really get to live. I'm happy to share it with you today, detective. I am getting so anxious about our meeting, detective. You know, I think I have only ever wanted someone to know me. And really, I can't think of anyone who knows me as well as you do. I am your object of fascination, and you have become mine. It's humbling, detective. I didn't want to hurt you, detective. I didn't want to hurt you, but you hurt me first. Now I know you didn't mean those things you said, and I forgive you, detective. It doesn't matter anymore. Now you're here with me. And we have all the time in the world to get to know each other.
Although the holotapes make you seem as if you get to know what ends up going down, you don't. There's only assumptions on what truly happened with the detective and the killer. Some people believe that the detective was a female and he wanted to be with her because he felt like she was interested in him and the way he did things. So he took her life and then his own. But there you have it, everybody, the 10 creepiest locations in Fallout 4. I apologize about me not uploading. This is why I haven't been uploading. I've put a lot of time into this project and I'm very excited to get it out to y'all. I know it ended up being quite lengthy, but I tried to get into some serious detail for each spot for you all. and it would be much appreciated if you could to take a little bit of your time and leave a like on this video. Hopefully you all ended up finding this enjoyable. I'm out of here though. For a reminder, don't sleep in pee. Peace.